Hello everyone, I'm here to help you create your service log. You're going to use the copy of this service log. First of all, download it and make your own copy first. You're going to create an original and then make a copy of that original to work off of, okay, off of your own drive. You're going to need that to use multiple copies, and I'll show you why. So first of all, you're going to use this tab. Again, there's two tabs, a service log and then your classroom setup. Use this classroom setup to create a roster. If you have more than one roster, more than one class, you're going to create more than one document. Okay, that's why I'm saying you're going to need more than have multiple copies. All right, so on this classroom setup tab, you're going to go down and put in your class roster. You can put that in however you want. I've done a class roster based on alphabetical order. Again, you can do that however you would like. So you type it in last name first, comma, first name or first initial. So I had, and again, I'll just show you this way. Again, aardvark, comma, Arthur, or A. Bugs Bunny, bunny, comma, bugs, or bunny, comma, B, your choice. Betty Boop, Charlie Brown, Daffy Duck, Daisy Duck, Donald Duck, Elmer Fudd, Fred Flintstone, George Jetson, Jane Jetson, Mickey Mouse, Mighty Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and so on and so forth, down to Professor Zundap. And so it's quite a class. I'm sure you have classes very similar. Once you have that in, you head over to your service log and you want to pull those students in. So under the student name, there are drop down boxes and you want to pull them in this way. So you'll have them in as a drop down. Go ahead and click on each one and pull them in. If you happen to pull in the same child, just go ahead, we're human, and fix it. No big deal. So pull in each child until you have all of them pulled in, and you'll have to give me a moment to get them pulled in here as well. I did not create a small class for that simple reason, to show you that if you have a larger class, what that looks like. I can scroll. Oh, see, I did the same thing. I put a child a few times, and that happens. So I'm going to fix it. So I have Mickey, Mighty, and Mighty twice. So we need to have Minnie. And then Peter. Alright, we're getting there. And of course the end. Alright, so once we have them all in, make sure, go down through, make sure I don't have any doubles. And you can certainly let me know if I do. We're going to put in the date of service. And so you type in your date of service. We'll start on January 19th. And this then you can pull down and not have to type in your date of service all the way down through. I'm going to show you a mistake. If you do this and pull down that date all the way through, you're going to get consecutive dates. And you certainly don't want that you've put in January 19th, January 20th, January 21st, and so on, because you didn't see all of these children on all of those different days. What you want is that you saw all of these children on the same day, which was the 19th. So to fix that, you want to just put in that date at least 2 times. I'll show you what I mean. If you put it in at least 2 times and then you use your mouse, your cursor, to go over, cover those 2 days, and you see that little blue dot, if you find that blue dot and you cover that and then drag down all the way down to the bottom, you then can replicate that, duplicate that all the way down. So now it shows that we have seen that whole class, all of those days. Now, if anybody's absent, I'll show you how to fix that. But this makes a quick note of covering the whole class for that day. So we now have Monday, the 19th. Our whole class is in for the day, and we're moving on. So I'll show you how we work that. So now the case manager for that, you put in last name, comma, first name, whoever that is, and what your class is about. So right now, let's say your class is, we're doing reading, okay? And this is a co-taught class. But I'm coming in to do some services, and I am the BCBA. So I am doing some direct services. So this is direct services offered? Yes. So I'm going to move over. And what time did that start? So the start time for that, I'm just going to check what happened with J. Forgive me, just looking. Start time. Looks like that got taken out of there. So let me put that back in. All right, so what was I? Look at me. Okay. Copy. We're all good. All right, end time. There we go. All right, so what was the start time for that? We're going to say that was at 8 a.m. and the end time was at 8:30. All right, so, and yes, they were in attendance. So, I don't want to go too fast. Case manager, reading, co-taught class, behavior, BCBA, direct services. There was a start time and an end time. Student was in attendance. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to add that same thing. Right, reading, pull down, co-taught, behavior. Now, of course, a BCBA may not be in for all of the kids, but let's just say this is something that you all were doing. This is a co-taught class that a SPED teacher does. So you might actually do this for all your kids. Once you have that, again, for everybody, you could pull that down for the entire class, right? As easy as that. Now, what are supplementary services? Supplementary services, anything else, supplementary activities, things that you do extra on top of, right? Most of you do offer some supplementary activities. You might have an activity that you're offering that's on a Chromebook. Well, it'd be good if I was writing. And you might have some software. You might have an AAC device. You might have a certain program. You might have some task cards that are brought in. So anything like that, and 15 minutes of that were supplementary services and supplementary activities. So if anything like that is being offered, we list that. So again, once we have anything like that, we can copy it down. Was any additional staff present? We would list the additional staff. Were there other students present? And then we would list some notes. Student worked well independently. No maladaptive behaviors were present. Now let's say we're working on the next day. This is how quickly you can make this happen, okay? You can then take your whole day, copy it, go back, paste it in, change the day. All right, we're going to change it to the 20th. Remember, we need 2 days. We're going to copy that day, drag it down. Okay, we're going to just drag it down. And now it's Tuesday. But on Tuesday, I want to make sure I have the same number of people here. Yep, I got a couple of extra people. On Tuesday, my computer's a little slow, it's trying to catch up. But on Tuesday, George and Peter are absent. So see where it says was student in attendance. No, George and Peter are absent. So I have to put in no for that. Okay, George and Peter were absent. You can leave everything else out there because you're still offering all those other things. You were still there doing everything else, but they were absent. So you're going to change that to a no. And again, you can just copy, paste in the next day, and you just do the same thing. And you change the date. And you put in who was there, who was absent, how you taught. And you do that till the last day, Monday through Friday. And at the end of the week, you send it to your coordinator. You name your service log with your name, your class, and the date. And you send it off. If you have any questions, just let us know. I hope this helped. Thank you very much.